This next speaker, you'll see, he has a nice story to share with you. He was dreaming about a couple years ago, and then he got coached, and today you'll hear his story. Let me please invite Ed from California.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so glad to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity. This is a life-changing moment for me, as it was a couple months ago when I made the decision to do what I've been dreaming about for years and years. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about how to reinvent yourself. And this is so important because everybody's gone. You've got the people here that have been champions their whole lives and just need to improve, and some of us need to go completely a new direction. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at. One of the things that made a difference in my life was I went from job to job, company to company, and I worked really hard. I made a lot of money for a lot of people. I made a lot of money for myself. But the situation was I wasn't completely happy. And I worked hard. And the reason I worked hard was because I was taught that working hard gets you success. Now, show of hands, who was taught that hard work will get you success? Yes. It's not always true, is it? I can tell everybody in here has worked hard on different things because you got good standards, good morality, you know what to do. And I felt the same way that you did. And what I found was it wasn't just the hard work and going through the motions. You had to change it to something that you really loved and wanted to do. But I didn't know how to get there. And I had this problem. I couldn't get into what I had to do. And finally, one day, I went to this Foxx thing in Los Angeles. And I had seen him like 4 years beforehand, and I was like, I don't know about this guy. But you know what? I went back the second time with a changed attitude. I went in there, I said, what can I learn from him? And it changed my life because I realized I had fear, okay? Big fear. And the only way I got away from that big fear was by taking action. So I've put together a little acronym to help everybody on action, what you have to do to reinvent yourself. First thing is you have to allow yourself to change. It'll be uncomfortable, but you have to do things that you're not used to, but you have to allow it to happen. You may even have to force it to happen, but you have to have it happen. You have to commit yourself to success. You need to have that end goal that you can see, and you know you have obstacles in front of you, but you're going to get to that goal line. You're going to have to transform on all levels, and when you start getting success in one area of your life, you're going to get it in other areas. It's going to help when you start getting your finances better, when you start getting your goals put together. Your physique will start getting better. Your mind will get better. All of this works together. You need to improve your environment. You need to have the right people around you. By the way, everybody in here has done the right thing because this is the perfect environment. You got people here that want you to be successful. You got people that want to bond with you and give you support so you can grow together, okay? Where else can you get something except with the JT family? You have to overcome your obstacles. It was a famous football coach, Vince Lombardi. The Super Bowl trophy is named after him. And his approach was, you have to look for the goal line. Forget all the obstacles in between, but you're going to have to go through them, over them, under them, but you have to keep your focus on the goal line because that's what you want to do. And then when you get to that goal line, get ready to do it again. You have to never, ever give up. And don't accept failures. You're going to have failures or setbacks. We've all had them. Maybe you might even have the same failure 2 or 3 times. But you have to push through and understand that you're going to get there. So now you have to figure out your why. Why do you feel unfulfilled? Why do you want to change? You write these things down. Not these things down, but write the things down that you want to change, okay? By the way, if anybody wants a copy of this afterwards, I can get it to you, all right? So don't worry about writing everything, no problem. Because this is about giving. Because by me being up here, you guys are giving me so much right now. And I appreciate that. Thank you. By the way, I'm left-brained. So that's why I don't have all the pretty pictures and everything else. So just so you understand that. You have to understand what's going to happen if you don't change. And I knew by myself, if I didn't change, I was going to die on a vine like a raisin. And I didn't want to do that. And I don't believe any of you want to do that. And now you have to take a look at what's going to happen when you do change. Can you vision what's going to be there? Every vacation you go on, you're going to be in a Ritz-Carlton. You're not going to be in the Motel 6. You have to determine your what. What do you want? Do you want a career or your own business? And some of you may just want to go working for somebody else and you want to be the best person and you'll negotiate great salaries. That's fine if that's what makes you happy. But you have to understand that's what you want to be doing. Question is, if you knew you couldn't fail on your decision, what would you do? And you have to go in with that mindset. You're not going to fail. Might have a setback, might not do it perfect, but just think, if you do it 80% perfect this time, and then next time you improve that by 80%, and another 80% the next time you do it, you're at 99%. Not too bad. 3 tries going from 80% to 99%. You have to understand what it's going to take from resources. What are you going to have to sacrifice? A lot of my old friends were the ones that were like, oh, Ed, let's go watch this football game this weekend. Let's do that. And finally, I had to say, you know what? I got better things to do in my life. That's what DVRs are for. I can go through the football game in 40 minutes, 30 minutes, instead of 3 hours. What a difference it makes. Stop thinking and start doing. Okay? This is one of the things that changed me, because I had thought about how can I help people. I love solving problems. How can I do it and put myself out there? And I sat there for years thinking about it and not doing anything. And it's the action through JT Foxx, Coach Dana. They put some things out there for me. They asked some questions. They made me feel uncomfortable. But I did it. Paralysis by analysis. Okay, the left brain. Let me do another check. Let me do some more facts. I didn't want to be like that pilot who keeps walking around the plane, checking everything, making it sure, but never flying. But today, I was pushed out of the plane. When that curtain opened up, I said, no choice. You got to get into the new mindset of ready, fire, aim. You got to start doing it. Don't worry about it being perfect. That was one of my biggest fears. I always want to be perfect. And finally I said, it doesn't matter if I'm not perfect. I'll just get better at it. The only difference The only thing between who you are now and what you can achieve are your decisions. And you do that today. You do it now. Within the next not the next 5 minutes, because I want you still to stay in here, but at the break, go ahead and do something new that you haven't done before and take action. Think about this. What are you good at? What are your strengths? What do you love to do? And it has to meet and kind of mix together with what your goals are. If you're great at crocheting rugs, okay, you're not going to make $1 million. Okay, you got to find something that's going to be successful with you. You have to use honest intellectuality. Okay, you have to be honest with yourself when you do your evaluations to see if you can get this really done. You have to write down your weaknesses and your strengths and learn how to mold your weaknesses into your strengths. I think everybody out here knows who Walt Disney is. And his success was because of his weakness. There was something that he feared and hated. Rodents. He hated mice. And what did he do? He turned it into the most world famous mouse in the world, Mickey Mouse. And that changed his life because he realized he had to conquer that fear. Change your environment. One of the things that everybody's doing in here is you're getting around with good people. I used to have a lot of negative people in my family. They're fired. Yeah, things change, okay? They're fired. And when I said, I'm going to do this, I got the old thing, oh, but Ed, you've tried so many things before. Don't you remember? You can start working at Jack in a Box and work your way up, you know? No, it's not going to happen that way. I have people around me, and you are all my family now, newly hired. And you'll help me, and I will help you, and I'll give back more to you than I expect from you. You need to clean up your act, okay? If you're boozing it every night, you got to stop it, okay? At least do it every other night then. Eat less, move more. I changed that portion beginning of this summer. I've dropped 25 pounds. I play beach volleyball 3 times a week, 3 hours each session, okay? I didn't do that last year. I started this year because I love the sport. You have to improve or move or you're going to die. That's it. You got to keep moving, okay? Look for your goals. You got to keep doing every single day, even when you're on vacation. You got to do a little tiny bit. Do little chunks. And don't try to make all your changes in one day. Don't try to take care of your physique, your mindset, your finances. It's not going to happen all in one day. And make your commitments public. When you say you're going to do something, you have to have the integrity to follow through. My commitment that I'm making today is I'm having my website set up by the 12th of December, and I'm going to have my ebook finished by Christmas. Okay? And all of you can have a copy of it. You need to feed your spirit. You need to feed your mind. You need to continuously be learning, and you need to learn how to settle yourself down, how to give back. All of those things are so good. You always can learn, okay? You learn from others. This is where you get your coaches involved. I learned so much from Coach Dana in terms of speaking. 2 months ago, I was a rambling idiot. Now I'm just, well, I don't know which one I am, but okay, it doesn't matter. I've gotten better at both parts, Okay? You learn from your mistakes, but learn from your coach's mistakes. They will tell you, and learn how to apply it. And you have to be uncomfortable with whatever you do. If you're going to be working out, you got to make it hurt. If you got to do something new, you got to put yourself out there. And if you've never failed, and if you don't fail, you're not trying hard enough. So I want you to add me as one of your nuggets. And then on the last thing I want to show you is I've also changed my social life. And by doing that and putting myself out there and doing things that I never had done before, I wouldn't have met these ladies who are Latvian, all of them, by the way. So this is for my Latvian friends, okay? These are the ladies on the U.S. rowing team. Thank you very much. Thank you to the JT organization. Thank you to all of you. I love you all. Take care.
Whoa, that was really good.